Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. Today is the 7th of September 2025, the year of our Lord, the year of the snake.
Jake the Snake. Yeah, he's back. I'm going to just keep it short and simple. 1997 Royal Rumble was my last Royal Rumble. I entered in at number 7. And I got eliminated by my arch nemesis, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He wanted to mock me, and he just threw me out of the ring. And I didn't last long. So, long live Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get into it, this is the year of retirements. We got the full-blown John Cena retirements. He's in the single digits now. And we'll talk about his last appearance for Smackdown, on Smackdown. But yeah, it's been a pretty good last year for him, and it's exciting to see what's happening with him and where he goes. Yeah, we already had the Goldberg retirement, so that's that. No other retirements that I know of. Yeah, potentially an AJ Styles retirement. He's teasing some stuff. There's a graphic put out with an hourglass that had his logo on the inside of it. So who knows, what that's going to hold. But yeah, before we jump into it, JR, how was your week, man?
Week's been busy for the most part. There was a short, obviously, because of the Labor Day weekend. But just steady for the most part. Work's busy as usual. And yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, thank you.
So you guys celebrate Labor Day as well?
We do, yep. We had the Monday off, so I had a short, productive week at work. So no particular issues. Went by fast, and yeah, just enjoyed some fall weather now. So it's now getting a little bit cooler now here.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Chris, how was your week?
Week was okay, man. Had a podcast scheduled on Thursday, and the guy ended up bailing, so had a late dinner. Kind of irritated that he didn't even get a courtesy of an email. So that was that day. The rest of the week was pretty okay, man. Yeah, just been hanging out.
Yeah, I hear you, man. My week's been okay, man. The weekends seem to be a little bit harder than the weekdays, which is odd. But last week, I went to System of Down and Corn in New Jersey, and that was a hell of a show. Really fucking awesome show. And then we had Clash in Paris and everything like that. And then I hung out in Pennsylvania on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I had the dentist Thursday, and then got to see my brother in a surprise visit. He came down from Pennsylvania to do a card tournament at a card shop that's like 20 minutes from my house. So I hung out with him Friday, and so it was cool to see him and hang out with him. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into today in wrestling history. But before we do, we have a tradition that we have on the show here. We pop the top on whatever we're drinking, and fellas, what you got to drink? JR, what you
got? So no more summer drink days, obviously. So it's not an iced coffee, but it's just a regular black coffee from McDonald's as my drink of choice right now. So that's what I'm drinking.
Not sponsored. Chris, what you got?
Got a Full Throttle energy drink, not sponsored.
Oh, dude, I haven't had a Full Throttle in forever.
Yeah, I don't know why I've been on a really big kick on those the last couple weeks. It's a nice citrus flavor.
Nice, nice. You know what? You know what I seen at a gas station in Annapolis last week
What?
was
What'd
a
you say?
fucking Rip-It. I don't know if you guys know what Rip-Its are, but they were like
No.
pure sugar. They essentially provided free like small 8 ounce, like not even 8 ounce, but small energy drinks to the military when we were deployed. And
Oh.
so like people would have Rip-It challenges, and they would drink a whole fucking case, like chug a whole case, and see what happens. yeah, yeah, it was nightmares. I never participated in that or partook in it, but yeah, it was really cool to see it, especially like the fact that provided. But anyways, I got the Monster Rio Energy. Yeah, dude. It cools you down on a hot summer's day. You know, it's just really good. And so yeah, we're not sponsored. This is not sponsored, but yeah. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead, pop the top on whatever we got drinking. I hope you guys I hope we have a good show. Enjoy yourself.
Yes. Cheers, gentlemen. Good to see y'all.
Cheers.
Yes. Yep. Cheers. Yes.
Oh, right. That first little bit from a while. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump into today in wrestling history. Jared, what you got for us?
Yeah, I just had to pull it up. I forgot it was in my phone, but then I forgot to share it here. So yeah, let me just get it real quick here. All right, we got it here. Okay, so we're just going to do September 7th here. There's a lot to cover here, but we will get to it. So September 7th. We'll start in 1991. Bret the Hitman Hart defeats Erwin R. Shyster, aka IRS, in the final of the King of the Ring tournament. In Providence, Rhode Island, this will be the last King of the Ring tournament to be held in an untelevised event.
Mm.
1997, WWE held Ground Zero in your house at Louisville Gardens in Louisville, Kentucky. The card was as follows. We had Brian Pillman defeat Goldust with the stipulation that Brian Pillman would take Marlena, aka Terry Runnels, as his assistant for 30 days. Brian Christopher defeated Scott Putski by countout. That was a light heavyweight match. Savio Vega defeated Farouk and Crush in a triple threat match. Max Mini defeated El Torito. The Headbangers defeated the Godwins, the Legion of Doom, and Owen Hart and the British Bulldog to become the new WWE Tag Team Champion.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Bret Hart defeated the Patriot in a one-on-one match for the WWE Championship.
Now Hulk Hogan.
Shawn Mike. No, the Patriot. No, it was a guy in a mask. It was a guy in a mask there. Yeah. And Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker ended in a no contest in the main event, which then coincided with their ever famous Hell in a Cell the following month.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that day there. Yeah.
Nice.
Go here. 1999, SmackDown emanated from Albany, New York, and in the main event saw The Undertaker and The Big Show defeated The Rock and Mankind to win the WWE Tag Team Championship in the first and to date only Tag Team Buried Alive match.
What? I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I think The Big Show tossed Mankind like three, I don't know how many feet to the grave, and then buried him there. I remember that.
Only one of them had to be buried alive.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, that is correct. Yes, that's right. Yeah. And also on the night, the British Bulldog made his return to the company and defeated the Big Boss Man for the Hardcore title, which he would subsequently then gift the title to Al Snow. And then there you go. There's Big Show and Mankind there. 2004 on SmackDown, Kenzo Suzuki and Rene Dupree, not related to Maxine Dupree, defeated Billy Kidman and Paul London to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championship in Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of the most random pairings I've ever imagined for a tag team there. 2008 Unforgiven took place in the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, and it was a stacked card with the most notable element being the introduction of the championship scramble concept to contest the main titles of the company's 3 brands, which was ECW, SmackDown, and Raw at the time.
Yeah.
And so the championship scramble was essentially the Iron Survivor, but without the penalty box, without the falls. It's basically if you get a pinfall, you are at that point the champion at that point within that time frame. So that's basically what that concept was. They
Yeah, I
should really bring
remember
that back. I thought it was pretty fun, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we start with the ECW Championship Scramble match, which was won by Matt Hardy. He became the new champion, defeating Chavo Guerrero, Finlay, Mark Henry, and The Miz. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. Laptop had a heart attack. Okay, no problem, bud. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase defeated Crime Time to retain the tag team championship.
Legacy.
Shawn Michaels, Legacy. That's right. Yeah. Shawn Michaels defeated Chris Jericho by technical knockout in an unsanctioned match.
Hmm.
Triple H defeated the Brian Kendrick, Jeff Hardy, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin in a championship scramble for the WWE Championship.
If you looked at that match, I would venture. I mean, Brian Kendrick, I think, if I'm not wrong, did end up winning a part of that match.
He did, yes. He actually did. He was actually the second person to get a pinfall in that match. And so for a brief period, we had Brian Kendrick as the WWE champion.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, yes.
Right. And if you looked at that, like, it's just a bunch of mid-carders and then Triple H. Like, you had to venture to say nobody else is going to win this but Triple H.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, if you look at the matches themselves, there, like especially with the ECW one, it's like mid Carters and Mark Henry and Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
it's like, But then again, we didn't know Miz was going to be a main eventer at that time. So I mean,
very true.
All power to it there. Michelle McCool defeated Maryse for the Divas Championship, or I guess retain the championship. And in the main event of the World Heavyweight Championship Scramble, Chris Jericho replaced a injured quote unquote CM Punk and defeated Batista, Kane, JBL, and Rey Mysterio for the championship.
Shit.
Yeah, so CM Punk was supposed to defend the title, but then they for some reason wrote him off with Legacy and Randy Orton giving a punt to CM Punk. And then the general manager at the time, Mike Adamle, was like, okay, don't worry. I'll get a suitable replacement. I got you. So the 4 other participants competed. And then in the final 5 minutes, Chris Jericho came out, surprisingly. And he basically got a pinfall with about 2 seconds left after Batista, I believe he speared Kane. And then he got distracted by Rey Mysterio and all that. And then Jericho became the champion. So, yeah, it was a big shocker that evening.
Wasn't that the night that Batista turned on Ray?
The month after that started the whole thing. Yeah. But Batista got the pin on Kane. He was the champion at that point, and then I believe Batista, he was distracted by Ray during the match because like Ray kept interfering to make sure he's trying to not be the champion again. And then all of a sudden, Jericho snuck in and then pinned Kane with, like I said, with 2 seconds left. Yeah. And then there was a beautiful scene. Batista was like, "No, go, go."
Yeah.
And he walked out of there. Yeah, it was crazy. It was very, very crazy. Let's see here. 2015, WWE announces the signing of Japanese women's wrestler Kanako Yarai. She would go on to huge success under the ring name Asuka. So yeah, 10 years for Asuka. That's amazing. Good for her.
What's up, Will?
And finally, on 2020, on Monday Night Raw, Cedric Alexander turned on teammates Apollo Crews and Ricochet, costing the trio a match against the Hurt Business. Alexander would then join MVP's group later in the night to compete in an 8-man tag team match. So that ends 2020 there. Look at that. Look at Ricochet.
Destroyed Ricochet. That shit was awesome.
So we have birthdays for today. We have Corporal Kirchner, 1957. George South, 1962. Hall of Famer Molly Holly, 1967, also WWE producer as well,
Mhm.
and everybody's favorite punching bag, 1986, Colin Delaney. If you remember from
Mm.
ECW, Colin Delaney, 1986, and that is your day in wrestling for September the 7th.
Nice, nice. So yeah, dude, there's a lot of stuff that was going on. We're gonna wait. We were gonna do a bunch of F bombs of the week. We're gonna wait for Chris to
Wait,
get here
yeah, we'll wait for Chris. Yeah, absolutely.
because Chris has one, I believe. But anyways, we'll jump into Clash in Paris.
Mhm.
Dude, she was crazy. What a
Was
crazy night.
yeah, yeah, craziness. The crowd was awesome as
Yeah,
usual.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Chris says, almost there, almost back. Sweet,
Okay,
sweet.
cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, take your time, man. Take your time. Uh, Overall, man, like before we jump into like the actual matches and the outcomes and stuff, what did you think of the show?
It was pretty standard European show, honestly. I didn't really expect too much, to be honest there, but as I say, I always have low expectations for shows because that way I become surprised, and I was thoroughly entertained for the most part. Honestly, it was good all round matches overall within the 5 matches we got there. And I know there was a little bit of controversy with the Nikki Becky match, but honestly it was better than what I would expected between the two. And but yeah, no, but overall the show was pretty standard European show, pretty solid though still. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree, man. And especially about the Nikki match. The thing is, man, is she delivered a lot better than everybody anticipated that she would. Right? Like
Yes. Yeah.
we've seen her in tag team matches, and I think she had one solo match prior to this match with Becky.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you put her in a match with Becky, with Becky Lynch, who's arguably one of the best women in the history of wrestling, and she definitely delivered. And I thought all the matches were really good. I don't think that there was a single match that I was like, I could do without this one,
Yeah.
just personally. So,
That's right.
JR, you want to go ahead and cover the matches?
Absolutely. We start with old tribal chief versus tribal thief to start off there. Big meat match to start off. We had Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, 1-on-1, no stipulation whatsoever, which is good. I like the fact that they gave it 1-on-1. Got a pretty good lengthy time frame there between the two. And it was good back and forth between the two. I like the fact that Bronson got a little bit of uh, showcase with Roman Reigns there, which is great because Bronson's been doing a great job so far since his return there. And it ended with the Tribal Chief getting the victory with a spear on Bronson Reed there. Went about 22 minutes as expected between the two. So good length there between the two there. Not that we're, worrying about time frames, but, hey, it's 20 minutes is good. It's a good for between those two there.
Honestly, I think this match was like, in my opinion, match of the night. They
Yeah.
like this is one of Roman's better matches. This was one of Bronson's better matches. Okay, so Will says, was binge watching AJ Lee's rivalry with Caitlyn. It was such an underrated
Such
feud. It
a
was. We're gonna talk about it.
very well, we will talk about AJ, yes, there.
Yeah, we're gonna
But
talk about it.
that wasn't the end of that match there. So we had some shenanigans, and there was a lot of shenanigans that happened with Roman, which basically means he's filming Street Fighter. That's why they did this. But in this case here. But so let's start with Paul Heyman basically begging for mercy from Roman, and then he basically gives him the Shula Fala, but then Roman's like, okay, gotcha. Chokes out Paul Heyman. Probably could have saved that for Survivor Series or WrestleMania with that moment, but whatever it is, what it is with Heyman there. We then had Roman signing the shoes and tossing it to the fans, but as he was doing that, old the Braun Breaker there gave a massive spear to Roman Reigns. That was one. And then Roman was being carried up to the back there, but then Braun Breaker was like, nope, it's not over yet. Spears him again. and then brings him to the ring there. But then Bronson Reed was freaking. Did you see that guy run? That guy was
Yeah.
running like freaking. Whoa, he was running, and then he delivered tsunami after tsunami after tsunami. And then Jay tried to save his cousin there, but he got swindled there. And then they had Roman in the stretcher, and then Bronson got one more tsunami on Roman Reigns, and he was, for the first time in a long time, Roman Reigns was stretchered out, aka he's filming in Australia for Street Fighter with Cody Rhodes. So
That's what Will said. He said both Cody and Roman are going to be along
Yep.
with Hiro.
Hiroki got him. Yep, that's right. Because he's playing E Honda there. We had Jason Momoa playing Blanca. Yeah, there's a bunch of all-star cast there. So that's sick. Yeah, absolutely sick. But yeah, that's basically what happened with that Roman sequence there. Why he's being written off, just like Cody was written off back the night after SummerSlam with Drew McIntyre. So that's basically, if you want to know where they're at, that's where they're at. Basically, they're in Australia filming the movie. So typical there. But yeah, solid opening for that. We then had our second match, which was the Tag Team Championship on the SmackDown side. The challengers, the Street Profits, coming out to Borderlands 4 gear, which a lot of people didn't recognize until I saw the lettering there. I didn't even realize Borderlands was having a fourth series, so surprise to me. So, but yeah, they came out there, and then out comes the Wyatt Six, and we got to give once again a shout out to France there. They knew the lyrics to Shattered, and that was absolutely beautiful to see them singing along with the Code Orange there. But yeah, that was just absolutely a beautiful entrance there with the Fireflies. But yeah, so we
And
had
they were
Dexter
chanting
Loomis
for
once
Bray
again, and
too.
they were chanting for Bray too. Yep, Fireflies are everywhere, man. Believe it or not, absolutely. It was once again Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis. So my theory of possibly being it a free bird rule probably isn't coming into fruition. I think it's fine if you're keeping it as Joe Gacy and Loomis. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, but some interesting stuff developing here, because we had some initial tension with the Profits. So with the start of the match, we saw Montez wanted to start, but Dawkins goes like this. He goes, I'm starting. So there's apparently it looks like Mr. Bo Dallas must have planted some seeds there the night before between the Street Profits there. So it seems like his influence is affecting Mr. Dawkins there. And I mean, it showed throughout the match there, and it ended with the White Six retaining the tag team championship. So congrats to them. And
Can
then
I
after
just
the
say
match,
that
you see, yeah,
it's a nice touch to have Bo Dallas do both Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy inside
yeah,
and outside of the ring, because I think
uh,
it's important for that character to have that expansion.
the alter egos. Yep, absolutely. That's a really good touch there. Very interesting touch there. And they did have a zoom in between Dawkins and Montez at the end, with BFAB trying to say, no, we're not doing this now. We're not doing this now. So, ooh, is this finally happening? Montez being a star,
I worry
Dawkins,
about BFAB though.
I do worry about BFAB a little bit there, yes. But I mean, we will see. We will see what happens with those two there. We then had our third match, which was the only women's match of the evening, because the other one was, you could have put something with Stephanie at the last minute in this case here. So I think it was smart that they didn't put her in the last minute with somebody else, and they now are building it, which in this case here. But they had Becky Lynch defend the Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella. I was saying this with Sean earlier, despite a little bit of miscues between the two. There was some miscues, very noticeable there, which it happens in this case here. But for the most part, I thought Nikki did fairly well. For someone who not in the ring full time. Becky,
I
really
have
helped her out.
some gripes about this match, and it's actually because
Yeah.
of Becky and not Nikki. Um,
Mhm.
Becky not selling the table really pissed me off,
That one was a little,
and her missing the spot getting kicked in the face on the turnbuckle pissed me off.
Yeah,
because
that
people
was
were
a
trying to blame it
little.
on Nikki. I'm like, dude, that was 100% on Becky.
Yeah, that was a little. There's a lot of miscues there. I do agree on that. But aside from those spots,
Great
for the
match.
most part, they did do a decent match. Yes, it was an actual decent match there. A surprise finish though with the roll up there. I was actually surprised they
It
went with
makes
the
sense
roll up
because of the
finish.
neck.
Oh, good point. Thank you. That's a very good point. Thank you, Chris. Backslide finisher from Becky Lynch there on Nikki Bella, and she retains the Intercontinental Championship.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Oh, you put that in there. Brilliant.
What did you play? I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
You can look, but you can't touch.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Jesus!
Yes.
I love it. I love it there.
So
So
good.
yeah.
Palooza, bitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Sir. Mr. Lesnar, thank you. Indeed. But yeah, it seems Becky is really elevating this Intercontinental Championship, especially with what happened on SmackDown. So only time will tell with that. So then we then go to my match of the evening, a good old fashioned Donnybrook between.
In my opinion, besides the main
And-
event, I think this was match of the night.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We'll ask, when was that Bray Wyatt thing done? That was
2020.
2020 during the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena.
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant there. But we had Sheamus versus Rusev in a good old fashioned Donnybrook match, which Chris and I called when we
Fucking
knew that
crazy.
this was not going to be over between the two, and obviously it ended with this match here. And by God, this was three.
I don't
This was
think-
not three.
I don't think I've ever seen two guys beat the ever living shit out of each other as much as these two did.
Hey,
And not
they're
draw
good
blood.
friends, man.
And not draw blood.
They
Yeah,
didn't draw
right.
blood. Exactly. Yeah, those are really good stuff.
Dude,
there
that bar
between these
spot,
two.
I think the bar spot was the most brutal part of that match.
Yeah, there was a bar spot there. There was that. I think the referee was holding on to the barrels, and then when he
Was
did
he?
when he
I
did
wasn't
that.
paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jessica was actually holding the barrels when he did the bar spot there, but it was very physical between these two former League of Nation members, and it ended with Rusev doing not just a accolade, he did the accolade with the shillelagh in his throat
Fucking
there.
brutal.
Yeah. And then leaned back with it. Man.
Yeah,
That's my
when he
favorite.
does.
One
Yeah,
thing I'm
that's
gonna
my
give you,
favorite version of
Sean,
it.
with Miro,
Yeah.
and I know we talked about it because of the fucking Redeem character. I
Yeah.
love that he changed up the accolade. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I'll give him on his AEW run.
Yeah. Well, especially with the smaller guys, like the guys like Darby and Sammy, and because those dudes are really flexible, and he could just crank back on it and then lean back, and it looked devastating as fuck.
Oh my god, it's so he did that to Tozawa actually when he had that match with him. He actually also did it to Kalisto a couple of years back as well. So it's like when he does that, it's like, oh yeah, you're done. It's like when Kurt Angle did the grapevine
Like
with the
Kalisto
ankle lock,
or
like, you're done.
Kalisto when he was on AEW.
No, Kalisto when he was with WWE back in the day. Yeah,
Okay.
U.S. Championship. I'll give you.
I was gonna say, didn't he have a stint in AEW really briefly, and then fucking Brody's wife got all racist, and he was never seen to be again?
I believe so. I can't remember. I'm sure you would know more than I do, so I'm not 100% sure.
He misspelled Brody's name, and then she's like, "Oh, if you're gonna mention my husband's name, make sure you spell it right." And somebody's like, "English isn't his first language," and she said, "That's no excuse." Wow.
Brody Lee,
Brody.
his wife.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, he gets the good old accolade there. So Rusev gets the victory, and the ending of this rivalry goes to Rusev as expected in this particular rivalry here. I'm not.
Look, I'm gonna say real quick, the people that Triple H brought back, having them win feuds is important, and I'm glad. We're gonna go to SmackDown and talk about that other one, but having them win the feuds early on and build up, their win record is very fucking important. And I think he's doing a good job of that.
The only one he dropped the ball on was Cross.
Yes. Yes.
Which I'm not gonna hyper focus on it too long, but I'm just going to say this about Cross, man. I feel that all the support, quote unquote, that he had before he got released or whatever happened, I felt like it came way too late.
Yep.
Because we look at the Cross and Wyatt Six stuff. We look at the Cross and the Hurt Business. Both matches, nobody reacted to. Not one person.
Yeah. So we'll ask what our opinions on Cross are. And I think, all of us hold the same sentiment, right? Like, and I'll say this, everybody bitches and complains when people get released, but where was the support when they were on right? And Chris said it perfectly, man. The support came a day late and $1 short, right? Like if this would have happened, prior to the Rumble, if this would have happened in Survivor Series, hell, even WrestleMania 40, we wouldn't be here where we are.
He had a freaking faction, and you could have reacted then for like a whole year or so.
They didn't react not once to AOP. They didn't react to anything Paul Ellering did. They barely reacted to Cross. They brought back the entrance for Cross and Scarlett. They barely reacted. And then all of a sudden he says the word fucking executive on a promo, and all of a sudden everybody's Cross's biggest fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna say this, and this might be an unpopular opinion, and I'm okay with saying it. I don't care. I have Cross fatigue right now because every time I've seen this man appear on camera or an interview, we have to hear the words, "It's not a work." When he showed up in GCW, he said that. It's like, okay, bro, I get it. It's not a fucking work. Just do what you're there to do and shut up.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
All right, JR, continue on.
All right, no problem. All right.
Sorry.
So no, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Cross. To be honest with you, whatever he's doing, him and Scarlett are doing. More power to them. I just hope they're doing well. That's all that's my thoughts about them in this case here. Yes. All right. Fair enough. So we then go from the Donnybrook match to Mr. Monsieur Cena, John Cena versus Logan Paul. And let me just say this about everybody who keeps saying Logan Paul does not have it. Shut the fuck up about that. And then same to anybody who says John Cena can't wrestle. Dude, that. And the match on SmackDown as well. But I'll get to that on SmackDown. But yeah, Logan Paul and Cena, they were balling for this match here. They gave them 25 minutes for this matchup here. And it ended with Mr. Cena going over Logan Paul. Let me say, you buried Logan. No. Logan looked fine. Yeah, you can't bury Logan. He is there for the long run, and I'm okay with Cena getting the pin here at all.
I want to say this about this match. I was really afraid of what Logan was going to do in this match because those promos that Cena cut on him eviscerated him. Logan couldn't say anything back that Cena wouldn't just immediately squash and make everybody forget. When he was talking about the streamers before Clash and saying that he was nowhere on that top 25 list, talking about Drewski and Speed and all them, and he's like, you know where to be found. Logan did what an old school veteran heel would do, and he got heat in that match. This man did the "You Can't See Me" in Paris and got booed to shit.
Yeah,
he pulled out wrestling moves I haven't seen anybody do in probably like a decade.
Yeah,
and Cena doing all the things that Cena does best. The Styles Clash blew me away. The End of Days was incredible. Cena's a special fucking talent, and obviously I'm a Cena fan, whatever. But in my heart of hearts, I will forever say he is the greatest superstar to ever exist, bar fucking none.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cena. I mean, that match that he had with Logan. When I hear people say, "Oh, he buried Logan," no, because Logan got the Cena rub. There's no greater rub right now that you can receive than the Cena rub, right? Like that would be like getting the Triple H rub or the Goldberg rub, or like the Hogan rub or the Flair rub. Like you're getting that top spot, and even we'll even say whatever happened on SmackDown, that guy got the Cena rub, right? Like, and that's fucking huge. That says a lot to be put in that position, to have that trust in you as somebody that's going to be getting that rub from somebody who's walking out the door, who's arguably one of the best performers in the ring ever.
Yeah. Going through now, Miz got hate as a reality TV star the same way Logan Paul is a social media personality.
Well, the difference is the difference is Logan Paul did a lot of really fucked up things to be hated. It's not character heat, it's person heat. Like the crypto zoo thing, the incident that happened in Japan that he made up for. I mean, Logan is just part of this social media generation where you could sneeze the wrong way and people would fucking find a way to cancel you. And that's just the way this culture is right now. Miz was literally a fucking outsider coming from a reality TV show. And the culture of 2000 versus the culture of 2020 is completely different.
Yeah, the shit that you could get away with then, you can't get away with now.
100%.
Yeah, agreed. We then get to the main event. Seth Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Fun fatal 4-way match. I'm not gonna lie. As expected with these four. Good stuff with all four there. It ended with Punk and Rollins in the ring together, and Punk was going for a double GTS when a hooded figure came out because Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker were banned from ringside, and CM Punk got hit in the what do we call it? The CM Punklets?
The family jewels.
The family jewels. Thank you. He got hit in the family jewels as the traditional WWE low blow, where you go like this for a low blow, the old China low blow, as I like to call it there. And the hooded figure revealed was none other than Seth's wife, Becky Lynch, of all people.
Fucking brilliant.
In this case, that was awesome. Very, very good. Got a lot of heat there. Continues the heat for Becky there. And then, of course, Seth Rollins gets the stomp and the win and continues to make CM Punk's life a living hell. Or does he? We shall see this week here.
I want to say this about Becky Lynch and just Triple H's booking in general. Sometimes he does the really obvious stuff, and like the cash in that we all saw happening in some fashion. What we all didn't predict was the fake knee injury, of course. But I love that Triple H can make people think. I mean, we went back and forth in the chat for forever. Tony D, Ethan Page, fucking Ricky Saints were names being thrown around as a fourth member. Nobody, and I don't care how these people want to spin it, nobody could have predicted Becky Lynch being that fourth person. No. Not one person.
And it's also great too, because when was the last time that we saw a female in a stable that actually made sense? China.
Exactly. Yeah.
China was the last one. I think this was brilliant.
Stratus, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was perfectly done. It was perfectly executed. One of the things that I really, really liked about this match was how everything was kept hush hush, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that we all knew that there was going to be a fourth member. We just didn't know who. And so Alex says, keep Ricky away from Seth and the Vision, please. Yep.
Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints slander is corny, by the way.
No, I think he's saying like keep them separate. So Becky actually
Medusa?
Medusa version of Dangerous in Light. I agree. So my and this isn't even a gripe or a complaint or a bitch. I want to see. This is I guess a wish of mine. I would like to see once in a while if we have more than 2 contenders for a heavyweight championship or any championship for that matter. I'd love to see a gauntlet match.
I'm on the fence with that because I feel like with this limited amount of time that there is on TV, if you try to do multiple versus like 1 or 2, I feel like it's so hard to make everything else on the show flow with that. You know what I mean? Like, because now you have the women's tag titles, you got the women's mid card titles, you got the men's mid card titles, you got the men's tag titles.
Yeah,
it's
if it's a heavyweight or a tag team, right? Because I kind of put them almost on the same level. Then I feel like a gauntlet match will be great, simply for the fact that you can run that time, especially now that they're moving to ESPN. I don't know that there's going to be a time constraint on anybody, or as big of a time constraint as it was on Peacock. But now we get the, ESPN, which WrestlePalooza is going to be the first show on ESPN, first PLE. So that's more money we're spending out of our pocket to watch a pay-per-view. But I feel like that is going to be something that is going to be beneficial, right? Because then you can showcase some of these guys and gals that haven't gotten the ability to run a lengthy match, right? Like you put Elira Valkyria in a position.
But remember, we had that same expectation with Netflix.
Yeah, we did. And unfortunately, it was kind of let down. So yeah, I get it. But I thought overall Paris was great. Clash of Paris was fucking awesome. The crowd was on fire.
Mm-hmm. I think that reception for Cena, the Wyatt 6 entrance, I mean, everything that crowd did for those superstars on SmackDown and Clash in Paris, I truly think is why I love watching this shit so much, man, because it's just there's nothing in the world that's better than WWE, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's not a shot. That's just
no. You're as long as they're French, as long as the French fans can keep their hands to themselves and stop hovering around the superstars, for God's sakes, then go back to France. But otherwise, good crowd overall for both of them. And how many did they got? They got like 53,000 between 2 shows, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
you got like 30,000 in Clash or 31, something around those lines, and 23 for a TV show.
Yeah,
for Raw.
Can you see how those dorks try to spin that too? Oh, they love fans. Okay, buddy.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna like twist this, and we're gonna wait to go to Raw. We're gonna talk about the F bombs of the week because I feel like we haven't done an F bomb of the week or any F bombs of the week for a while now. So yeah, we're gonna do this. What is your F bomb of the week, Chris?
Go ahead, JR. You go first. I'm trying to find mine.
You want me to go first? Okay. Okay. So let's talk about our good friends over there at Tony Khan's little cocaine whatever kind of shop there.
Palace?
Yeah, sure. Well, let's call it that. Where they're setting up residency over at the old ECW arena there for a little bit there. Let's talk about them. So, the viewership came up for this week here, and I know we don't. And now people say there's a ratings Discord and all that, but this one was kind of funny because Collision did less than 200,000 this past week, and then this past Dynamite did about less than 500,000, 475 to be exact, for a so-called primetime 8 o'clock TV show. You did only 475,000. That's like cancellation type of numbers there. That's like OC season 4 type of numbers if we think about it there, because that's because they got canceled in that last season there. Many of us remember that for any OC fans. But the way that a lot of people are spinning it nowadays. And specifically one particular Twitter user, I don't give a rat's ass if they watch us or not, but Air Gold. If anybody has seen this guy's account on Twitter, he makes the stupidest most ridiculous. He makes. I wouldn't say he makes David Meltzer looks like a smart guy, but no, they're both stupid. So when they find out about the numbers, he goes and says, "Oh, we beat NXT because he combines the two shows of Collision and Dynamite to say, oh yeah, we beat him by 20,000." First of all, you cannot take two shows and combine them to be a viewership. That doesn't work ever. You don't see, you know, Big Brother and Survivor combining their viewership and say, "Oh, we had this many people in one night on Wednesday evening, and we beat everybody else." That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. So, but that's my F bomb of the week. It's like this fan base over there at this point now, I just laugh at them every time they make a comment. Anybody from Ergo to whoever the other guy is. Guy said brain damage or drain damage or whatever, and all those guys. But yeah, just y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. Period. There you go. Chris, I've passed the ball over to you. What is your F bomb of the week, please?
I got two. I'll do my second one after Sean does his because they kind of go hand in hand with the type of people they are. First one is I am wholeheartedly tired of people bitching about where Cena's dates are. Supposedly, DC outbid Austin for Cena's very last match. And then they try to spin the narrative saying, oh, that Donald Trump is going to be at Cena's last match. And TKO did it because of that. And I'm just kind of at the point right now, like politics completely aside, there are so many superstars for the better part of the last decade, even century, I would dare to say, that didn't have the luxury of retiring, that were forced to retire. For fuck's sake, Kurt Angle had one of the worst retirement matches of all fucking time. Not his choice. Love Baron Corbin, but that match was horrible.
Yep.
And fucking Owen Hart, who lost his life, and Eddie Guerrero, who lost his life. Mm-hmm. Those guys weren't afforded a retirement match, nonetheless a fucking tour.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't care if Cena's last match was in Saudi. I'm just grateful for the fact that Cena is able to retire on his own accord. Mm-hmm. AJ Styles too. If he's going to actually retire, good on him for putting himself and his family first. Because not a lot of people are willing to do that. Look at Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair is a great example of going until the wheels literally fall fucking off.
Yeah.
And I just feel that we're in an era where the people that inhabit social media have their heads buried so far up their own ass that the only thing that matters to them is engagement on fucking Twitter and Facebook.
I agree. All right.
Sean, passing it to you.
All right. So my F-bomb of the week involves Matt Riddle. All right, so we've seen how controversial Matt Riddle was, in the UFC, and then going on the independents, and then coming to the main roster, all the speak out stuff. Nobody really talked about that. Nobody really criticized him. Then he popped hot for the wellness violations, and nobody really talked about that. And then he got fired. Completely unexpectedly, and then he goes off and does independence again, which is not a bad thing. I mean, that's kind of like where everybody moves to. You go back to the independence, you start doing something. So Alex says Matt Riddle has something wrong mentally. Clearly, he came to our show and just wasn't right. Yeah, well, maybe that, or he was high. So. He was supposed to be doing a match not this weekend, but it's this past weekend in the UK. It was a charity show, and it was put out months ago by Al Snow that this was going to be a charity show for to help with homelessness as well as homeless veterans and
domestic violence
survivors, right?
And one of which he's been accused for, by the way.
Yeah. And so he was booked to fly on I believe Thursday and get there Friday, and then he was going to do some bookings, and like his manager team had everything set up, and I guess there was a falling out between him and his manager team, and then he just decided not to show up, and he
took
bitched
the money.
about. Yeah, he took them. Well, he ended up turning it, giving it back. But he was complaining about, no carry on, which Al Snow was like, if you would have called me, we could have taken care of that. He complained about no meals, which on the ticket it says that there was meals, like the confirmation, and like the seating arrangement. He hadn't even checked in, so he didn't even know where he was being seated at. Right, and so not only did that affect the fans, but it affected the promotion. Luckily, they called Grado, and Grado came and had his match against Simon Miller, which was what Riddle was supposed to have. Simon Miller's a great guy. He works for What Culture. I enjoy his content.
He's the only What Culture guy that I actually tolerate for the most part.
Yes. The other ones are very, very
Idiots.
not. Yes. But it's a simple fact that Riddle had an obligation and he actively chose not to show up just due to the fact that it's Riddle being Riddle. And then he tried to spin it to look like the victim, and we don't like victimhood here. And Al Snow didn't discourage him, didn't berate him. He just spoke facts. And I would believe Al Snow over Matt Riddle any day. So yeah, it was Matt Riddle's a fucking problem, and I keep saying this. And then on top of that too, he's going on social media and talking shit on Punk and making, in a company he doesn't even work for, and he's making accusations saying Punk is a creep because he's mentoring people in NXT and he's got daughters and sons. This is what Punk was trying to do in AEW. If we look back, this is what Punk was trying to do in AEW to help the next generation along, because he really didn't have that. And so he's trying to do for them what was not done for him. And I find that admirable. And for Riddle to shit on Punk for doing so is he's a horrible human being. But then he takes it a step further and talks shit on AJ and says that AJ, yeah, that's what I was about to get. Also, he said that he heard AJ used to get around. AJ's name should never have exited Matt Riddle's mouth. Period. At that point, it's blatant disrespect, and I hope that there's legal action. I really hope that there's legal action against Riddle. I never ask for people to get sued for defamation, but this is one of those moments, right? Because like you don't have any proof, and you're just starting the rumor mill, and it's bullshit.
If there's somebody that I wish bad things on, it's him. I have zero respect for him as a man. I think since he got released, rightfully so now, since he got released from WWE, I think he has shown his true colors as a person.
Yep.
And I think Riddle is a gigantic piece of trash.
Yeah.
Well,
just like
Riddle,
the second person after we finish Riddle.
And you know what's even worse? Will, he's actually doing an OnlyFans as well, which is
Yep.
Yeah. At any point, I don't even give a fuck about that. But at any point, like he's a shitty human being, and if he got clean and got sober and worked on himself and like came back to wrestling, I'd support it. I would be skeptical of it, but I would.
Here's the thing, man. This kind of behavior has been going on for the better part of over a decade.
Yes.
His ex-wife, the one that Seth talked about, that's a real incident.
Oh yeah.
The ex-girlfriend that accused him of that shit before he got signed, that's a real incident.
Yeah.
Like, Riddle is a fucking problem. And the fact that people like Damian Priest, and I don't mean to throw Damian Priest under the bus, but Damian Priest was also accused of partying with Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
And The Dream.
Yep. I mean, I wouldn't put The Dream and Riddle in the same boat personally, because
I would 100%. I would. They're both shit.
One word.
Velveteen Dream. Velveteen. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like Dream. Okay.
Wait, who did you think I meant?
Dusty Rhodes.
Oh no.
No. Now, don't you dare disregard the American dream there.
Jesus. But yeah, that's my spat on Riddle, man. I think he's a fucking problem, and I hope that there's some legal recourse that happens.
Yeah, and that leads to the other UFC human being that decided to open her stupid fucking mouth and trash somebody who is completely unproblematic. Ronda Rousey, everybody's favorite UFC fighter. She decided to go on a whole big tirade about Alexa Bliss for no fucking reason. She got all pissed off because the office chose Alexa Bliss, who was the champion at the time and their highest merch seller. And that was a problem. That just proves to me that she never understood wrestling to fucking begin with. This is a goddamn business.
Yeah.
And people that are doing good business, you want to be in the ring with. Just like Jey Uso, for as underwhelming as his run has been for a better part of this year, and as a champion, you can't deny those reactions. You can't deny what he did in merch sales. And all these dumbasses and the external factors that say, oh, well, Jey Uso can't wrestle. Okay, Hulk Hogan couldn't wrestle in WWE either. Andre the Giant could barely fucking move. And you know what? They were both fucking draws. That's what fucking matters. When you have 20,000, 30,000, 40, 50, 60, doesn't matter, doing a chant of one fucking superstar. Look at Rhea Ripley. Everybody that doesn't like Rhea Ripley, I don't like how overpushed she is, but I'm not going to deny that she gets the loudest reactions of arguably any fucking female in this entire industry. I would say Io is pretty close to her reactions. I would say Stephanie's getting there, but she's not quite there yet. But we're in a business of making money, not what this community wants to bitch and moan about. For fuck's sake, if they had it their way, they would have 4 women's champions in a month. Just like AEW. Look at what AEW's answer to Gunther was. They're having Athena reach 1,000 fucking days as a champion. And how many times has she been on Dynamite? I could probably count on one hand. 5 fucking times this year. It's a joke.
Yep.
Anyway, Ronda Rousey's trash. I'm going to leave it at that.
I think Pete Rosenberg responded to her. So one of those guys that has a show that comes back and does the pre-show shit responded to her and pretty much was like, you were put in a position to work the highest merch seller, the person who was the champion in a industry that gave you everything, right? Like, and you're bitching and complaining about it. Like, you got paid a fucking hefty amount of money to do this, and now you're going to stab that industry in the back because you don't agree with it. Tony Storm is better than Athena. I don't.
Either one of them draw.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about AEW. Period. I don't care. Will says Jay can wrestle. It's just that he has a generic Samoan moveset. Needs to add more. I agree. I think that he does need to move more. I think he needs a better variety. But I mean, like at this point, and I hate to say it, he's got the momentum of Hulk Hogan, where he's got the crowd behind him. He's got the merch sales, right? I mean, it's working for him. But at any rate, we're gonna move on to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was still live in Paris. And so we had Jey Uso coming out, and he was commenting on what would have happened if I would have listened to Roman and stayed out of his business and not try to help him. Maybe I wouldn't have been put in the same position, but you don't talk about my family and you don't put your hands on my family. And then we had Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come out because Jay called them out. Essentially, they had back and forth. LA Knight came out prior to that and was pretty much blaming Jay for Seth still being the champion because of one table spot. And then so that set up for a tag team match later on in the night. So we got CM Punk. We saw CM Punk waiting in the back for Rollins to arrive. And Adam Pearce said, "Hey, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you just like be safe. Don't start no shit." And so our first match was the Judgment Day versus Kabuki Warriors. So Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Kairi Sane and Asuka. And whatever feud is going to happen, or however this is going to materialize between Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky, it's starting to boil over. But that was for the number one contendership for the women's tag team championship, and so we saw Kabuki Warriors beat Judgment Day. Io Sky was shown talking to Asuka and Kairi, and it was clear that Asuka didn't want her help at all, or didn't want her to be ringside, and so it's starting to boil over, and it feels like an anime. Like if I'm watching it, I'm like, man, I'm watching a fucking real life anime.
Kairi-chan.
Yeah. So really good match. Our next match was Finn Balor and Dragon Lee. Once again, another phenomenal match. Another great match.
Dragon Lee getting more TV time makes me really happy.
Yeah, this is a really interesting development here. That Dragon Lee's getting a lot more time now.
I think that AAA spotlight really helped him a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that they're giving it. I'm happy. I'm happy about this. Because I think he's a great talent. And he actually is a decent talker for the most part. So it's interesting here with Dragon Lee lately. Yeah,
absolutely. Our next match was Grayson Waller and the New Day versus War Raiders and Penta. Another great match, and we saw Penta and the War Raiders beat New Day and Grayson Waller. It's always good.
I just want to say having the War Raiders out with Penta is like a match made in heaven. They have such great chemistry with each other.
Yeah. And then Penta is continuing to be highlighted, which is great because he deserves it. And I think apparently there's going to be a big push for him in the fall, which is great. So
he's going to be in Worlds Collide too.
Yep.
Ooh, I did not see that. Okay, good. I saw there was some developments there with some of the matches. Something about Ethan Page in a fatal 4-way.
Yep.
Which,
it's Ethan Page, JD, Dragon Lee, and I think El Hijo.
Oh, the Wagner, for the title. Wagner, yeah. Oh, okay. Now I did see that correctly. Okay.
That match is gonna bang hard.
Yeah.
No homo.
No Diddy.
So in another segment, we see Adam Pearce banning JD McDonough and Finn Balor from ringside during Dom's match against AJ. Michael Cole was trying to argue with Wade Barrett about how destroyers are not pile drivers, but Barrett was right. It's just a modified pile driver. Interesting. Next, we had Dom versus AJ for the Intercontinental Championship. Another great match. And this just AJ got that reception again from Paris, which was great.
And then Dom with the most masterclass heel work, fucking that entrance completely up. I love it.
And this just further solidifies that Dom is right where he needs to be.
He's the future of this business. Dom Mysterio, bro, is like he is gasoline on that fire right now. It's crazy.
And we pointed out that you see, superstars getting the rub. He's been getting the AJ Styles rub because we could put AJ in that conversation as well, like giving the rub to somebody. He gave Logan the rub at WrestleMania, and now he's giving Dom twice now.
Yeah,
the rub there. So it's like, what can you say? Dom is the future right now. It's incredible.
One thing I want them to limit how much they do it, man. I don't have a problem with El Grande, but I feel like they have him involved in the Dom finishes way too fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. It's a very small gripe, but I would have much rather seen that match go clean.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, we saw Dom pick up the dirty win after the involvement from El Grande. So next we had a segment where Lyra Valkyria stormed into Adam Pearce's office demanding a match while the Judgment Day was in there, and she was like, I'll fight anybody. I don't care. I just need another match. So yeah, really crazy. So CM Punk comes out to the ring, calls Seth Rollins out, but instead he gets Becky Lynch.
Well, don't forget before that, Adam Pearce tells him that Rollins is already in the building.
Yeah. He tells him he's in the building. So he calls him out. And Becky Lynch comes out to the ring and pretty much was like,
Seth's music.
Yeah, Seth's music. And was like, I was not the man that you were looking for, but here I am. And the crowd is chanting AJ Lee. She recognizes it. And she plays off of it. She's like, she doesn't even work here. And essentially, she cuts Punk at the knees. Pretty much, said, do you think that your return and your feud with my husband only affected my husband? So you're both Kaiser and Chad playing El Grande.
It's only Kaiser because Chad is out with a shoulder injury.
So Kaiser's one, Pete Dunne's another, Tyler Bates another. So there's three.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So she cuts him at the knees and pretty much is like, do you think that your feud with my husband only affected my husband? It affects me too. And you're not going to talk shit about my husband, the father of my daughter, without me saying something, right? Like I sat back long enough. And as it's starting to get heated, Rollins comes out and stands at the ramp. And Punk is like, your husband's a coward because he hid behind the Vision. And now he's hiding behind his wife. What kind of fucking man does that? And she just paintbrushes the shit out of his face. Bam, 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 bam. Just keeps on going. It's like pushing him. It's like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And there's nothing he's going to do about it. And essentially, as everybody is, as the segment is ending and he's going to the back, he runs into Adam Pearce and he's like, where's SmackDown at? He said, it's
Chicago.
in Chicago. He said, Chicago. Why? And he said, perfect. And then walks away.
What the hell does that mean?
I think we know what the fuck that means.
I fucking love Adam Pearce, dude. He is so good.
He's great.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Adam Pearce, and then his social media presence is just beautiful, right? Like,
by the way, there was something that Becky said in that promo to Punk that really, I think, was the cherry on top. Was the CM Punk chants going through her matches.
Oh yeah.
While she wasn't there, or while he wasn't there. I'm like, man, I think that's something not a lot of people talk about. It wasn't just on the men's matches. It was on the women's matches.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Especially in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
So the main event was Jey Uso and LA Knight versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Another decent match. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed beat Jey Uso and LA Knight. Yeah, and then
Braun Breaker is the cleanup guy.
Yeah,
because Jay almost has the win, and then fucking Braun comes out of nowhere and cuts him in half.
Yes,
crazy.
Yes. They continued to beat down on Jay, and Jimmy comes out for the save. So it looks like we're going to be getting a Usos reunion potentially at WrestlePalooza. Which I'm not. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, they're one of the best tag teams of all time. And so if they return or if they reunite every once in a while and it's not a consistent thing, then I'm okay with it. But if, and then the opposite, if they do reunite as a tag team moving forward, like that is a projection of them. Cool. Great. Awesome. Don't split them the fuck up again. I'm so sick of watching tag teams split up because this is it. We're about to see another tag team split up in the Street Profits.
Yeah, it seems like
the Street Profits is way overdue.
Yes,
that's kind of true. I was just thinking because it seems like WWE is kind of restructuring their rosters a little bit. If you think about it, because like LA Knight's officially a Raw roster member now, and now Jimmy is part of that roster because it seems like his time with that my family tree is way past its prime already in this point here, and so in exchange they basically sent Sammy over to SmackDown for that reason. It seems like because like there wasn't a draft or anything like that, so it seems like lately they've been then trying to restructure their roster in some way. So I mean, it seems there probably is more changes coming over the next little while in terms of the roster, which could make something fresh. I know, the Usos is a little. I'm glad to see them back together for the most part there, even as for a brief period. So it's like it's gonna be interesting at what they do with the rosters now in the next little while.
I think
Absolutely.
the biggest thing that I worry about is these tag divisions. I love that the Wyatt Six is the tag team champions. I love that Bo gets to show just how creatively great he can be. I just worry about what's going to happen with DIY, and because you can only run the same matches so many times. And same with the Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, I don't think they've been on TV for a little bit.
They were on main event this week.
Yeah.
They were on main event this week against Fraxium. So, right. I mean, they have that. So, but again, there's a good point there, especially with SmackDown being only 2 hours now. They're very limited now with the tag division and all that. So it's like, yeah, and you don't want the Wyatt Six essentially running through the whole tag division, in the next little while, because you've already defeated the Prophets twice now.
Yeah,
and then when we get to NXT, I mean, we at least know what DIY is doing for the next brief little while here, which makes sense. But yeah,
and here's my thing about the Wyatt Six. It's beyond Dexter and Joe, right? We haven't seen Rowan compete that I remember, besides the multi-man tag, I believe. I would love to see more Rowan. I'm kind of indifferent about Bo Dallas wrestling. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing him being in the ring more, but I also think his presence outside is really powerful.
He doesn't need to.
Right. And same with Nikki. I would love to see her do more. I don't like her doing nothing, especially in the character she's in, because we know that she can cut a promo. We know that she can play that psycho.
Yeah.
But I want to see people giving the chance. And see, Will, that's the problem that I had, was people were bitching about 3 hours. And I'm like, dude, you guys don't realize what's going to happen when we hit 2 hours. Now Andrade is not on TV. Now Phoenix, I haven't seen on TV in a minute. But like you said, main event. I want to see so many more talent that are on the roster that aren't on TV. And same with Netflix. Exactly. And it took me attending my first Netflix Monday Night Raw to understand the format of Netflix, and they want specific superstars on there. They want specific storylines on there. And I don't know how much pull Netflix executives have on the show, but it's very clear on how formulaic and Netflix is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to step away. You guys are going to cover NXT, and I shall be back.
Okay. Do you want me to glaze over the Heat Wave?
Yeah, let's do Heat Wave real quick. Yeah, and then we'll get to your next.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'll go off the results instead of just going through matches. I'll just say results first. Sure. Lola Vice won the triple threat match with Kalani and Jada. Dark State won the tag team championship.
Thank God.
Ash by Elegance won the TNA title.
Very surprised.
Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe had a match, I believe, at Heat Wave, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Blake Monroe won. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green won. Thank God.
Very surprising. Very surprising, to be honest, on that one. But
yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah, Alec, we're going to talk about that one right now. And Obafemi defeated Javon Evans.
And he defeated Javon Evans.
So I just want to talk about the highlights of each match without going too far into it. Yeah. Lola Vice, since the AAA thing was announced, has very, very much surprised me on how good that she has improved. We're not getting any more promos or where she's crying anymore. And she has been fantastic. She's been great. You're
and now
going
we
to
can
hear me praise
compliment.
her
We can actually compliment on her assets.
respectfully.
Yes,
Um,
of course.
Dark State being the new tag team champions, I said it at the beginning. It's way overdue.
Yeah.
Hank and Tank just weren't doing it for me.
Nope.
And again, what pisses me off is this last NXT and how good they were with fucking Ricky and Oba. I don't understand their booking. I really
I don't
don't.
understand. Whatever. Let's move on from that. Okay, next.
Ash
Next
by
highlight.
Elegance taking back the TNA title. I don't know why people shit on her so much. I really don't understand it still.
No, she improved. She was fine for the most part. Sorry. Yeah.
Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace had a very, very good match. Blake getting her first PLE win, I think, right? Is that her first PLE?
Singles. Remember, she had the
Singles,
tag
right,
win
tag team.
with Grace here. But yeah, that was my match of the night because I thought these two just delivered, and what I thought it wasn't going to be over, and I was 100% correct on that, thankfully. So yeah, that's
And then the Ethan Page Chelsea Green match. Without like saying too much about the match itself, whoever the producer was or agent was for this match should lose their job. Because Tyra is so green, and Tavon being put in that position was so unfair for both of them. Because Ethan and Chelsea, being the heels, got louder cheers than the baby faces did. It was pretty bad. I really thought they were going to have Tavion go over.
It was absolutely, that was hard to watch, seeing those, the crowd turning on America and cheering for Canada.
You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember Randy Orton and Sheamus in 2011 when they were both baby faces?
Yep.
And the crowd eviscerated that match?
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Goodness.
Oba Femi and Javon Evans, in my opinion, out of the NXT shows this year, that might be match of the year for me. There was a point where Javon Evans got the 1, 2, 3. And that was like a tease of how that crowd would react to him. Yeah. And God damn it, man, I thought we had a new champion.
Me too.
I wasn't crazy about the referee spot. I thought it was kind of goofy.
Cheesy. Yeah.
But Javon Evans and Oba Femi stole the show. Oba throwing his ass through the table and then freaking pinning him afterwards was fucking madness.
It just shows how strong this guy is. That's what, 210 pounds he threw? Clean. He threw him clean over the top rope into a table.
Yep.
It was like the Spike Dudley thing at ECW, but
a table caught him.
But a table caught him this time instead of a crowd.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna take the title off of him now because people are saying Ricky. I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know if it's Ricky.
No, you can't. It has to be. If Dark State is the end game here, it has to be one of those members of Dark State that takes the title from him. I
think Sugar should be the one to do it then.
Because it's like I said, you're at this point with Oba where it's a combination of Mark Henry and Goldberg. He's unstoppable. He's got the talk, and it's like if you have somebody go over him, it has to be someone believable. In this case here, you can't just put someone random out of nowhere and have him, win the title there. It's like having Jinder Mahal beat Randy Orton for the title. In this case here, you don't want that particular position. In this case here, you want someone that is built. You want someone that is a threat. And I honestly think it's got to be one of the members of Dark State in this case here that has to take the title.
It sure as hell ain't Cutler.
It ain't. Oh, no. Oh my God! If it's Cutler, I will buy his side plates. If
it's Cutler, dog, it's the whole brand is dead. If it's Cutler.
Oh my God! If it's Cutler, I'm gonna be. Oh my God! This guy.
I think Sugar's
is
my guy.
Sugar's, yeah. I think it's probably
Sugar's.
Talk, maybe.
Bro. I fucking love listening to him talk. I think out of all four guys besides Osiris, I think Sugar's is the standout. I say it every time. I don't care.
Yeah, Sugars. Yeah, because Osiris is a big surprise for me talk wise. He actually can cut a really damn good promo there, and then Dion Lennox. He's there. He's not too. Yeah, here. Yeah, there you go.
Shit
Mr.
killed me
Dion
every
Lennox,
time, bro.
my boy. Yeah, but yeah, that was Heat Wave. Yeah. And
So
now,
going to NXT, Jada Parker, Lash Legend.
mm-hmm.
There was this spot that I kind of got concerned for, and it kind of looked like Jada maybe got dropped on her head.
The choke slam. Yes, I think I saw what you were thinking. Yeah, because she was like a
Holding her
little
head a lot.
shaky. Yeah, I think she seemed okay though after.
Yeah, I
In
was
the
gonna
end.
say she
Then,
recovered pretty fast, so maybe she just got knocked loopy a little bit.
I would think so because like she was able to do the rest of the stuff obviously, and then the post match she was able to do obviously. So if she wasn't able to do most of the stuff there, then I think she would have been concerned. But it seems like you're probably right. She probably just got the wind knocked out of her with
Yeah.
that there. So yeah.
Last Legend, I can't say enough good things about her. The one move I would get rid of is that stupid ass thing she does with the ropes. I think it looks so fucking goofy. And while she's big and she's powerful, it doesn't work. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't work. But Lash Legend won that match, and then Jada put her through a barricade with her big ass. So, great match, Lash Legend. Shout out to her, of course. Then we had a backstage segment with Blake Monroe and Ariana Grace. Whatever agent put that together is a fucking genius, because Blake Monroe and Ariana is that's some magic right there. And then of course Jordan comes stomping in and going past all the other talent, trying to get in Blake's face. And Tommy actually pointed this out. Nikita like ripped Blake Monroe back, like holding her back, and he's like, "Damn, why is she doing that?"
Okay, I'm like, okay, maybe she's protecting her. Hey, look at that.
And then the Evolve champion, Callie Armstrong, got pissed off that she got overlooked by Jordan again. Callie is something special, man.
She's got something. I like her.
She reminds me of a very, very young Bianca Belair.
Yep. Just taller.
Yeah.
Just taller. Whoo. Yeah. She got something. There's someone to watch out for.
Next up, we had a Javon Evans segment and Josh Briggs interruption. Javon coming out saying, I thought I had Oba at Heat Wave. I had it 1, 2, 3. And of course, Josh Briggs, bro, I don't understand why we're at Eddie Thorpe level. We're at Ridge Holland level. Who the fuck is booking Josh Briggs to show up on television as much as he is?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I actually thought the same thing about this is like Ridge Holland.
It's so bad, man. Like, he cannot talk for shit.
See, this is my issue with NXT is that they don't have top heels, or they have the faces. They don't have a top heel that's like, this is not like back in the day
that
where it's
isn't
like
a champion.
Clear cut. Oh yeah, that's a clear cut. It's not like Undisputed Era. It's not like, who was another big heel there? Tommaso Ciampa type of heel kind of thing. This isn't that nowadays NXT has a hard time trying to establish a dominant heel, or a heel that I guess Ethan Page is one, which is fine, but they need more than that. But like Josh Briggs of all people.
Like,
really?
Here's my thing with Josh, and I was saying it to one of the guys that does a podcast. He's pretty big on Twitter. I said, I don't think that there's anybody protecting Josh. I think it's because Josh is a good worker and is a yes man, and he's not going to turn down creative. Because I think he knows his value in that company isn't very high anymore, especially without Jensen.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because he was endorsed by Taker and JBL that he's still getting work. He can work really good in the ring, and that's what really pisses me off. But his character work and his promo work is abysmal. But these two go back and forth, and just nothing of substance out of Josh Briggs' mouth, and choke slams Javon through a fucking steel chair, and God damn, what a bump! The camera angle was weird, so I couldn't really tell like how hard he hit that chair, but it looked like he fucking landed on his neck.
I don't know. I think I thought it was a lower back there, but I'll have to double check that again. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly, but yeah.
Then we had a Zaya Brookside vignette. She was in the Mae Young Classic. She's also in the UK. And now she's a teenage superstar making her return to NXT. And I believe she was facing Candice LeRae.
That's right.
Then we had a backstage segment with Hank and Tank talking to Oba and Ricky, saying we all need to be on the same page with No Mercy.
You can be on the same page of getting the hell out of here, you two. Fucking
and then Oba and Ricky kind of get into it, saying you need to stay on the same page and lock in, blah, blah, blah. And then we had Candice LeRae and Brookside. I didn't realize that they were going to be speed matches, so that makes it even cooler that they're doing this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the speed tournament now.
Yeah. I figured just seeing it on NXT. Seeing on NXT threw me off.
Yeah, and shout out to the new way they're showing it. It's like they had 2 minutes, a minute and a half. It was yellow lights.
Yeah.
It was started with green, and then it was yellow lights, and then when it came to the last minute, it became red lights. I was like,
it's a great touch.
Brilliant. Excellent. Yeah.
And of course, Candice LeRae won that match with a moonsault. Then we got another segment talking about another goddamn wrestler. I actually feel bad for this guy, Andre Chase. They had a backstage segment with Chase University and Briggs about bullying Javon. And Dixon and the other guy says that Chase is going to put him in his place. And
Dixon and Uriah.
Uriah. Thank you. So we have Andre Chase and fucking Josh Briggs for whatever reason.
Whatever.
So then Ava announces that there's going to be a tag team elimination match for a future women's tag team title opportunity. It's going to be Fatal Influence, or I'm sorry.
You're right.
Fatal Influence against Ruka and the Culling, and the winner gets a tag team title opportunity. Then we had a Dark State vignette. Fucking incredible. All four guys just so good at what they do.
Yes, that's right, folks. Even Cutler actually cut a pretty decent promo without having to, go
talk
that route. He didn't go over the line this time. Well, sorry. I'll after. Yeah. After.
It was a pretty good promo segment from all four guys talking about their past in the NFL, and everybody's like, "Oh, they should have done that to introduce them in the first place." I'm like, "Why? There was no reason to do it in the first place."
Yeah,
because people dismissed him anyway.
Exactly. And Sugars, man, oh my God, I keep getting impressed by his talk, man. The way he talks and all that, it's like that guy is
very unique.
I like him.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah. Then we had Trick Williams talking about the NXT roster, saying that Trick is bigger than all of them, and DIY comes out, and Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are baby faces again.
Well, I would say just for this portion, just to teach the Trick a lesson. I didn't get why they were there, but then I realized, oh wait, they're going to Homecoming in Full Sail. Yeah. It makes sense. Okay.
Is that this Tuesday?
Came out a couple weeks. I think it's the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. But I like the fact that they came out to their old DIY theme as well. The first theme from CFO. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I was like, that's a nice touch there. But yeah, I think they're just faces just for here. Just for NXT, just to teach Trick a lesson here in this particular case.
And it was also their anniversary of them being debuting together, so that's pretty cool. And it looks like Trick is going to have a tag team partner. A lot of people were speculating that it's going to be Mello. I was thinking Ilya, to be honest with you.
I don't think you want to put Ilya in this position here, honestly, because if it's Ilya, then that means he's helping Trick, who is a heel right now. So it's like, I think in this case here with Ilya, if you're gonna make him return, you got to give the promo returns and all that, because it's the Mad Dragon, this Zungzabar, whatever the term is, Zengzabar, whatever that thing is. But you want him to get highlighted on the main roster again, because people don't remember him since he debuted back in last year, in this case here, because he got injured pretty quickly
Yeah.
in this particular case here. So I think in this case here, we need like the Mad Dragons returning, that kind of thing.
Mello wouldn't be a bad idea. I just can't wait to hear the he got demoted bullshit.
They don't watch NXT, so fuck them. Next. Go ahead.
Then Ava tells Javon he's going to have a match with Josh Briggs next week. I don't doubt it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a solid match.
Yep.
But he also got escorted out of the building by like 7 security guards.
7 trainees. Excuse me.
7 trainees, right. Then we had Kelly Armstrong talk about how she's tired of Jordan Grace looking past her, and she brushed past her twice. And that's setting up for the next match. But before that, we got Tavion Heights returning the Canadian flag, and Ethan Page refuses to acknowledge the American flag. So we got next week, we're going to have the first ever flag match on NXT.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As a Canadian, I'm obviously going to be, but then you're an honorary Canadian if you're cheering for Ethan Page, so I'm happy for that.
And which is crazy because I like Tavion, but it's like I don't want the corny American gimmick thing. It doesn't.
Yeah, I know
work.
it is. It's very corny. One thing before you get to the match, to the Kelly Armstrong match, back to the Dark State promo. Did you notice that they pointed out all the security guards in the past? Like he introduced like, oh yeah, by the way, Trick did this, Bronson did this, Sheamus did this, LA Knight did this. It's like,
it's a nice touch.
I found that a very nice touch there. But yeah, this corny American Olympic whatever stuff is like, it's not going to fly in 2025, honestly, in my personal opinion, because we already had
the right arena.
The what?
I said they're doing it in the right arena because at least they know they'll get reactions.
Well, that is true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that makes sense there. But
because they know that Ethan's a piece of shit heel, Tavion's a good guy, so it's like,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. All right.
Thank God they're not putting that on a PLE.
Oh boy. Yeah.
After that last Jesus
imagine if they did that last year. Imagine they did that in Heat Wave. It was back in Toronto. It's like, oh man. Tavion would not have
I would laugh at that. I would probably laugh really hard at that match.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But that agent should be fired immediately.
Yeah.
We had Jordan Grace versus Kelly Armstrong. Really, really good back and forth match.
Yep.
Blake Monroe came out after the match after Jordan Grace won. And she got her tooth knocked out and had blood dripping from her mouth from Jordan Grace. And Vic had pointed it out, saying that we have never seen this version of Blake Monroe in WWE. And I think whatever kind of match they're going to do with Jordan and Blake next, Blake is going to fuck her up. What if we do a first blood match? That would be pretty sick. And I'm just blood. No, I don't.
No, thank you. Cage match would be much better with those two. I don't. You don't need a first blood match with those two.
No,
we're not a trash show.
I'm 2K booking here. My bad.
Thank you. You could, that's what I say. If you don't like what's happening in WWE, just go to buy 2K and do it in Universe. Easy.
Then we had a Lola Vice vignette again. Promo work just top tier. Whoever she's working with to improve as much as she has, keep doing that because fantastic. They did a really good job.
Yeah. I can't believe she's going to be my most improved at the year end.
Yes, very much most improved. Like nobody has done better than her. It's crazy.
She's going to be. When I write my list down, I'll figure out who my most improved. But she's going to be in the top of the list right now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And I think JC Jane should also be in that conversation.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Then we had Josh Briggs and Andre Chase. Match was what it was. Josh Briggs won. Shocker. We had Trick Williams saying that he's going to have a match against DIY. I guess he's going to talk to DIY next week. It looks like they're going to have a tag team partner possibly appear. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll see. Yeah.
Then we had the main event: Obafemi, Ricky Saints, Hank and Tank versus Dark State. This match was a fucking blast for me. I loved everything that they did. Obafemi doing Ricky Saints' fucking pose is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
And Ricky couldn't help but laugh. He's like, "Yeah, that was good. That was good." Yeah, okay.
Hank and Tank doing Obafemi's entrance was pretty goddamn funny too. And then the honk honk from all four guys was just out of this world.
That was fun. See, this is what pisses me off about Hank and Tank. It's like, why can't you do this at a PLE? Why you do this at TV? Because like,
it's so weird. I don't understand their booking. It's really strange.
Oh my god, you're trying to be heavy machinery, but you're really not.
Their promo work is really bad. I don't like their promo work at all.
They literally are a Temu heavy machinery, just dumber.
Who was it that ended the match?
It was Mr. Cutler was choking Tank there. Oh, no, Hank, and then it's like, no one's gonna save you.
Was it Cutler? I thought it was Osiris.
No, it was Cutler. No, you're not gonna pin freaking Osiris in this case here. It was Cutler. He was choking Hank, old Hank Hill there, and then Hank goes and says, "Joe Henry," and then hey, he said his name and he appeared. So, yeah.
Okay. Nobody here to save you, and then Joe Hendry. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a pretty funny one. That was great.
I think Joe Hendry is gonna be a really nice addition to WWE if he comes.
Yeah.
If he is, I'm assuming he's going to come, but
it has to be because he's already been he's done 2 signings like SummerSlam and WrestleMania already. So it's like, I think it's
and the Rumble too, if I'm not mistaken.
He did the Rumble as well. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I think it's inevitable at this point here. He's full time with WWE. So.
It makes me wonder if Mike Santana is also one that will come over, because I'm kind of like, maybe he's really comfortable in TNA, because it doesn't seem like he doesn't want to do a lot of WWE stuff.
No, I think in this case here, if the route is Mike Santana winning the TNA championship at Bound for Glory, he's in there for the long run with TNA.
I think it's time to take it off of Trick.
It's
been a nice summer with Trick as the TNA champion, but I think Trick needs to get called up in the worst way.
Yeah, and it's got Bound for Glory is the perfect scenario, because that's usually 9 out of 10 times when you have that event, that's usually where title changes happen, where the big title changes happen. So there was a period where Sting won it 3 times in a row at Bound for Glory there. So it's like, it's bound to happen.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
It's bound for glory to happen.
Bound for glory to happen, exactly.
NXT was really good this week. Women killed it as usual. The men did pretty good for the most part. Kind of like you said, I hope during this winter season or fall season, winter, I hope we can finally start establishing some more top heels and get a little more fluent with that roster, because I feel like it's just kind of all over the place right now. Because once they lose Ethan, I mean, NXT might be in trouble without Ethan.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, CW really likes Ethan a lot.
Then if CW likes Ethan, then keep him there for now. Yeah, exactly.
But that was NXT. We curb stomped the piss out of AEW again. So, Sean, back to you.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to SmackDown.
Ooh, and what a SmackDown it was. In my personal opinion, the best SmackDown of 2025 in this case here. And a little lesson to all those who have that other 2-hour show there at wrestling. This is how you do a 2-hour show for wrestling here. And it was in the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. 16,000 strong. Probably 17,000 if I'm probably more than likely.
16,500, regardless, I think.
16,500, but probably 17 with standing room in this case here. So it's like, it was insane. So we had John Cena come out in Chicago Cubs gear. In case you were wondering what the gear was, it's Chicago Cubs related. So, good on him. He basically goes back to the arena where it all started. He went back to the arena where he first came out to saying ruthless aggression to Mr. Kurt Angle and started his career there. He basically wants to give thanks to Chicago. I guess I'll just read it quickly here. You guys have no idea what this means coming from Chicago. I mean it. Thank you. I remember when this farewell tour started. All my peers and everyone I was associated with, the thing I kept hearing was, "Enjoy this, be present, and have fun." You got to understand, I was coming off a lot of bad years that I really needed to get my mojo back, so I could focus on doing great work, giving you my heart and soul, and leaving it all in the ring every single night on this farewell tour. The reason I say this is because I come out and stand here in front of you tonight with absolutely nothing planned. Because tonight I wanted to have fun. For over half of this tour, I've given you everything I have. I've overcome hurdles, roadblocks, and pivots, and you've been with me every step of the way. But tonight, I'm just going to take it in. It's not a familiar sound for me in this building. You see these two guys right here. That's what all I used to look like right there. When I came out here, I used to see 14,000 people looking like that. Not saying thank you, Cena. Maybe something different. I don't know. F you, Cena. You can fill in the blanks. But this is what makes this night special. That's what makes the city special. That what makes this building special. That's what makes you people special. You're not afraid to use your voice. You're not afraid to cheer for the ones you love, even if you're not here. Hell, you bring people back to the WWE, and you know what I'm talking about. Boy, are we in for an exciting night tonight, are we not? This is my last time in the city, Chicago. This is my last ever time to ever appear on Smackdown. I view it as a beautiful moment because 23 years ago in this very city, you allowed me on Smackdown to walk down this ramp in my skimpy little tights, slap Kurt Angle in the face, and start this crazy ride we've been for over 2 decades. I've had WrestleMania matches with Triple H in this building, U.S. Open Challenge matches, and this is the building where I might have finished second place in the world title match, and the title ended up in CM Punk's refrigerator right here in Chicago. This place is special, man. There's an argument about what is the greatest crowd in WWE on the inside track. With the WWE superstars, there's no argument. In my mind, there was no argument. You guys allowed me to start here. I'm very thankful because you kept me honest. You made sure I gave you my all. You let me experience failure, let me experience humility, and for the last time when I really needed most, you let me experience joy. That's the Chicago way. I don't have any other words. Just want to say thank you so much for a beautiful end. Enjoy the hell of a night tonight. So, your thoughts on that speech there that he gave from initially there?
Man, listening to Chicago full blast saying thank you, Cena, cheering for that man when he was arguably the most hated babyface of all time in that building. Kind of like Cena said, there's an argument to say who the best fans are in the whole country, not the world, the country. And in my opinion, it is a really big toss-up for Chicago and Madison Square Garden. I think two of the greatest fan bases is New York and Chicago, bar none. And listening to Cena and seeing the dates dwindle down, I mean, fuck, we're at 7 appearances left, man. And regardless of the rest of the night and how that panned out, because it was a great show. I think I held Cena's last SmackDown more to heart than what ended the show, even though I was really happy with the end of the show. I think when Cena is finally done, when his last day is here, it's going to be an emotional one, man. I still don't know how I'm going to process it because I'm still fucking processing the fact that we're on a farewell tour. And in my mind, like I said earlier, he's the greatest of all time and not just a catchphrase. I genuinely think he's the greatest of all time.
Well said. And I like I always respect the fact that you have this passion for a guy like Cena because for me, my idols are Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. I never got to see an Eddie Guerrero, farewell tour because, he passed when, he was at his best. And, I still cry to this day over that guy. And then it's going to hurt me when Rey Mysterio eventually retires because I'm going to have that same emotion like you had. So it's really good to see your passion for this guy there. And, hats off, no pun intended, in this case here. Screech, we get Sami Zayn coming out to spoil the party there. And Cena goes, yo, it's happy hour in Chicago. I'm here for the booze. Thank you very much.
That was so good.
Nice way to counter that to Sammy there, who is the new United States champion after last week.
I'm gonna give Sammy
and,
props here, and
okay.
that's not like me to do because I'm over Sammy. But the fact that he was able to win back those fans really impressed me. I'm like, damn, this man really just had the entire 16,000 arena boo the living fuck out of him, and he completely just got him back in the palm of his hand. Crazy.
Yeah, because he basically gave Cena his props. He's like saying thank you for all that you've done, and he wanted to ask Cena in his honor if he could open up the U.S. Open title challenge once again, and Cena gave him his blessing, but with a exception. He wanted Cena to have his final match against him for the United States Championship, which he gladly accepted. So we had a barn burner of a U.S. title match between John Cena and Sami Zayn. Of course, we had old Mark Nash give the old greatest of all time, number 17. I always love when he does that. It's amazing there. But yeah, a lot of stuff there. This was, I remember that open challenge match between Cena and Zayn when Zayn blew out his damn shoulder at the start of the match, and he still had a barn burner match. This one, oh my god, the crowd was like glued to it. I was glued to it because it's like freaking so many great near falls, so many great stuff there. We had some more tributes there. We had Cena do the pop-up power bomb from Kevin Owens, which was a nice little touch there. And we saw little Kevin Owens there give a little this on his Twitter. So, shout out to them there. Got a Luva kick in there, got a bunch of stuff here. We had even an avalanche attitude adjustment and still no pinfall there. And as the crowd was settling there, as the referee was like wondering what's happening,
you forgot like 2 other tributes. He did the spear. He did the angle slam.
Oh yes, he did do the spear. Yes, he did.
And the GTS.
The GTS from Punk. Yeah, because he did it with a smile. He goes.
I have a comment to that. Will Sean, can you pull that comment back up?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
So I think he said Roman because Edge works elsewhere, and I think it's because they don't. That's another superstar.
That makes sense there. But hey, he gives a shout out to Edge or Adam, whatever you want to call him. Good on him. Yeah, that was one of his one of his favorite rivalries there. I'm not wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But as the match was coming, to a climax, all of a sudden we hear the Beast come in. Brock Lesnar came in with his mega pyro again, and he beat the living crap out of both of them. He gave an F5 to Sami Zayn. No, I'm kidding. Just sorry, I can't do that.
Oh no, definitely.
I can't do that to Sammy. Sorry, kidding there. But then he goes out. He gives an F5. He gives one to Zayn and 2 to Cena, and then he walks away, which ended in a no contest. And then Brock Lesnar.
WrestlePalooza, bitch.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. On September 20th, we have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. I cannot wait for these two.
Match is gonna be fucking a barn burner.
It will be a barn burner between those two. Yes, absolutely there. We then had Nick Aldis. He's going to go check on John Cena. Cut off by Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. Melo says he wants a title shot at the United States Championship. Miz wants them to have another crack at the tag titles. Nick says that he'll take those into consideration. And then Melo goes, don't know why Miz continues to act like this. He can speak for himself. He doesn't want a tag team title match. And then we see Becky Lynch arrive at the arena as well, surprisingly. I mean, we kind of figured this was coming with Punk arriving in the Allstate Arena there. We had a Aleister Black vignette, which then led to our second match of the evening. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black there. Another barn burner in this case here between these two here. This was this is hard to follow up from Sammy and Cena there, but they actually delivered. These two actually delivered
was
there.
So creative. I love that finish.
I love so the finisher came. Priest was going for South of Heaven, but Black held onto the referee without impeding him whatsoever. He didn't poke his eyes or anything like that. But he basically used the referee as kind of like a safety pin to kind of hold himself so he doesn't get slammed. And he gets a smooth black mass onto Damian Priest and gets the 1, 2, 3. And so Aleister Black
So
with
fucking
a much needed, and I'm so happy for it. Like I said with you guys in the chat, I've never been more happy and confident in the booking that WWE is doing with Aleister Black.
Yeah.
I think they're literally very high up on him, it seems like right now at the moment, which is great to see.
Him and Rusev both.
Yeah. And he's literally basically they're establishing him as the next, well, not like a top tier hero, but like the next level of heel in this case here. It's like the heel that they can rely on. It's like, if you want to put him in a program with someone there, be my guest.
Here's the thing with Aleister. I think you can virtually book him against anybody, and the next person, whoever it may be, I just hope can cut a promo. Like, it doesn't even have to be as good as Aleister. I just want to have him against somebody who can cut a good promo. Like, fuck, if you give me him versus Sammy and Aleister's the one to take the title off of him, fucking send it.
Yeah. I agree. I 100% agree on that. Good point
I
there.
think him versus Jacob Fatu would be great.
So Jacob is interesting. I haven't heard him cut an actual promo yet.
Without saying yada, I mean.
Yeah, like I love Jacob's energy, of the character that he has, but I want to see him step out of that generic, let's see if I can get a catchphrase and the crowd chanting with me bullshit. Like, I thought he was in that solo program a little too long, and where Jacob lost me is at that steel cage match. And it's not his fault. That's booking 100%, but that's where Jacob has lost me.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens with Jacob there going forward there. We have the announcement then next week. Oh, they're packing SmackDown once again next week here. We will have Brock Lesnar live on SmackDown next week. We will also have Tiffany Stratton going one-on-one with Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship as well. So that's another thing there. There was also one more thing. I can't remember what they added as well.
Was it in a tag match?
I think it was it's Drew and Randy Orton. Yes, they're having that. They're having a one-on-one match next week there. We'll get to them later on here. We had Queen Kathy speaking with Miss Tiffany Stratton about the title, basically running the basically hyping up the match. Nia Jax then was speaking with Jade Cargill, basically saying kind of goading her into kind of turning to the dark side a little bit for Jade. So we'll see about that there. We then get the segment here for Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. So I'm going to do my split screen here once again. Randy Orton goes, "You think that a man that's been around here long enough to see what I'm truly capable of would quit while he's ahead and shut his damn mouth? I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me. I always tell the truth and I do what needs to be done. And the truth is you're just mad. You're not willing to pull the trigger when it counts, but I am. It's like you think you have some kind of superpower and you can read people's minds and you tell people what they're thinking. Well, you don't. And trust me, if you did, you would not want to know what the voices are saying. You have no idea what's coming for you. The winds of change are blowing through WWE. The future is being written, and you won't be part of it. The WWE needs a real man like me, Drew McIntyre. I'm going to knock you back into reality when I hit you with the three most dangerous letters of sports entertainment. RKO. So, I can't wait. It's going to be great between the two.
I'm genuinely curious to see what happens with Cody. I mean, I get they wrote him off, but like, why give him the title? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad Cena put him over, and I'm glad they had that moment. But now we haven't seen the title in a month.
Yeah,
and now we're kind of entering Roman Reigns territory, and I'm not saying that Cena or that Cody is
no.
Like
I got
Roman.
you. No, I got you. I'm assuming his filming will be ending soon because he was
And he
there.
just
He's
had
been
a
there
kid
for a few
too.
weeks now. Yeah, and he just said yes, exactly that too. So it's that's probably why he was also written off as well. So I'm assuming he's coming at some point in the next few weeks or so, because obviously they need to clear this Randy and Drew thing once and for all here, and then we'll see what happens here with Cody here. We then had Becky Lynch giving Nick Aldis a big hug in the office. He's like, "Oh, I invited me. I didn't know you were going to be here. I invited me." So, and then Becky just basically says, "Oh, I didn't know Punk was in the building." So basically, wishy washy there. We had an introduction to one of the fans in the audience, who happens to be a point guard for the Chicago Cubs. Sorry, the Chicago Bulls, Kobe White. He was in the house there, which led then to our third match, which was Julia defending the Women's United States Championship against Michin. And I think they probably could have gotten a little bit more time between the two there, but for the most part, very solid match between these two.
I was gonna
It's
say they
great to
got to
see
cook for a
Julia.
little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, just a tiny bit, but still, it still delivered. It was great to see Julia back in the ring. Always love seeing Julia in the ring there. And as expected, she got the win with the Arrivederci knee, thanks to some interference from Miss Kiana James, respectfully, and got the 1-2-3. And after the match, Kiana got a little bit of a revenge by hitting her with the briefcase after that quick roll up from last week. So, Julia remains the United States Women's Champion. Which then led to another segment here with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss there. I found this pretty funny
You
here.
want to talk about the perfect pairing, bro?
Yeah.
Charlotte and Alexa has been some of the best television I've ever seen for females, and I don't know how long.
So great. Yeah, Charlotte was trying to get a doctor for knee injury in this case here, but she got she got Lily to be her doctor, and she was checking her heart, and Charlotte goes, "Don't worry, there is a heart in there. Don't worry." So, they apparently are going to have a match with the Secret Her Service at some point, because apparently they didn't have a tag title match previously.
So am I clear? Am I clear?
Am I cleared? Yeah, that's right. She did say that at the end. Yes, that's right. Exactly. Which then led to our last segment, the segment of the week here. We had Seth Rollins surprisingly come out of nowhere. We didn't know he was actually going to be there as well, but he was in the crowd. He introduces his wife, Becky Lynch. I love that she runs down every team. She goes, "The Blackhawks suck. The Cubs suck. The White Sox suck. The Bulls suck." She doesn't mention the Bears because she knows that's Seth Rollins' favorite team. In this case, yes, I thought
points at one of the players. She points at one of the players that's in.
Yeah, that was the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls point guard there. Yeah,
he was like, "You suck so bad, you're getting traded."
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Exactly. Because the Bulls are pretty bad there. So, we then had CM Punk come out. Of course, you knew he was coming out at some point there. Becky goes, "How's your face feeling? How's your pride feeling?" Shut up. They go back and forth here, and then Punk goes, "You don't think I can give a call to my sister and beat your ass up? You don't think I can give a call to Bailey and beat your ass? You don't think I can give a call to
shooters in Chicago?"
Yeah, they can call Rhea Ripley like this and beat you up. But I like how she reacted to everyone but Rhea, because she knows that Becky got owned by Rhea. She's like, but she just starts slapping him again, gave him a couple punches, did her little head thing again to CM Punk. And then as he was leaving, Punk goes, "Becky, this is exactly the situation I wanted to avoid, because you know and I know and everybody knows I would never put a hands on a lady. Thankfully, I got someone who will." And lo and behold, there she is. Let's light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up. And I tweeted about it. That was a Stone Cold helping Mick Foley win the WWE Championship kind of pop.
Yes,
like she got that Alexa pop that she got in Indy, man. That shit was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that was just insane. But that pop was huge. AJ coming out there, short, with the sneakers and all that, doing her old poses there. And then Becky, oh, shout out to Becky and Seth as well. They sold that properly. I think Seth was like, what the? He was about to say, what the fuck? And then they cut it out at the last minute. And then Becky was literally, she sold it properly. She's like,
She sold her ass off
she was like,
for
okay,
AJ Lee. It was so refreshing.
yeah, because she knows that, she knows AJ's like, crazy. So she's like, okay. I'm sorry. Starts to try to attack her, and then AJ Lee gets her, and then yeah.
Can we talk about
AJ
that big ass slap that she hit her with? Because that
She
was
slapped
fucking
the dog
awesome.
shit out of her.
Yeah, she gave her a slap that you would see in WrestleMania 2000 when you have the special meter up as a female special. Because like they didn't have finishers, so their finisher was a special slap there. But yeah, she smacked her to the ground. I love that Seth was like tumbling down. He's like, oh, God, I'll help you, I'll save you. And then yeah, that ended the night there. And then of course AJ found off screen. AJ found the Intercontinental title, and she started running around with it, and then posing there. There was also a little bit at the end there with the cameraman. The cameraman Stu actually told them go, and then he's like, okay. So she ran around one more time, and then I mean the best thing we see there was Punk's face. You
That is
could
a
see how
proud husband.
that's a proud husband there. Yeah, he was literally, you could see the tears on his face. You see the happiness in him. It's just like,
Dog, that's what this
thank you.
business is all about, man.
Yeah, thank you, Jack Perry. Thank you, Tony Khan. Thank you, Young Bucks. Thank you, Hank Dick Adam Page, for what you did.
Yeah.
The real
No,
glass
here's-
merchant made this all possible.
Here's
Yes,
this.
exactly. There you go. And then there's the official point there. And yes, she officially signed a multi-year deal, so she's in it for the long run
Full-time
once again.
contract, bro.
Full time.
Full-time contract. So that's right. So she's gonna be there full time. Her merchandise sold out within, I don't know, 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So it's
look,
like it's
This
insane there. But
I was pointing this out on TikTok a few times to different reaction videos. Her signing, her returning is fucking huge. And it's not huge for the fact of like, oh my God, AJ's back. That's the fucking point. She would never have returned if Vince was still in charge.
Right.
Because Vince was the reason that she left. She wouldn't have returned if Punk hadn't returned. Because Punk could get the inside scoop, and he had been there for 2 years at this point. Being able to say, okay, this shit's consistent. You'll have a better opportunity now, right? And so that is very huge. And on top of that, man, if you think about it, there's one person in this scenario that has seen every major return in quite a few years, and that's Seth. Seth saw Cody return, he saw Punk return, and now AJ return. And that is insane. Like somebody pointed that out on Instagram, was like, you just imagine being Seth Rollins.
And this is what makes me laugh about that, man. People want to say that Roman Reigns, and this is not a dig at Roman. This is a dig at his fan base. Roman Reigns has aura. Roman Reigns is him. He's the guy. Blah blah blah. Why hasn't any return been on Roman Reigns?
Yeah,
Seth Rollins is the guy. Whether people want to admit it or not, Seth Rollins is that guy for that company. He is a working talent that has had the biggest names of today's company return on for a reason. Yes, Roman Reigns has had Brock Lesnar and Cena return. But CM Punk, a name that not one person in this entire community ever thought would come back to WWE, right? AJ Lee, another one we never thought she'd wrestle again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many different aspects of Triple H being part of this company and being the lead creative that has made a difference. Roman Reigns is big because Vince only pushed Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins was pushed, but how long was he under Roman's shadow?
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's just insane to see the landscape of WWE right now. Like it is so wide, and there's so many possibilities. I just updated my Disney Plus package so that I could get ESPN to watch WrestlePalooza. But dude, the landscape of WWE is absolutely insane right now. And
You
the
want to
landscape,
hear? You want to hear how crazy this impact is?
Yeah.
AJ Lee's return has 12.3 million views.
Yeah.
That's almost 3 years worth of Dynamite.
Yeah.
Probably more than that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong there. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we shut down the show, Chris, what are you looking forward to this week, man?
Some more development with NXT. I think the landscape being shifted every single week, and new opportunities and new moments being created in the developmental brand. I mean, you can argue that Evolve is now that developmental brand, whatever. AJ Lee is taking the microphone tomorrow. She's going to be on my I'm excited to see Worlds Collide. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I believe there's a AAA event going on today, too.
Okay. JR, what are you excited about?
Oh, just on Monday is going to be must see, obviously, and then SmackDown's going to be must see as well. Looking forward to, I'm going to the Jays game on Friday, so I'm going to be not going to actually. That I think about it now, not going to be watching SmackDown live, so I'm going to be going downtown to watch my first place Blue Jays. Hopefully, retain their division lead there. We're in the thick of things when it comes to the playoffs, so hopefully they keep winning and hoping that there's a deep playoff run because the city of Toronto needs it at this point for baseball. So looking forward to that. But yeah, looking forward to more good wrestling.
Nice. Yeah, same here. I'm excited about Raw and SmackDown. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch SmackDown either. I'm going to be at a concert at at my local county fair. Brantley Gilbert, if you listen to country music, Brantley Gilbert is playing at the county fair, and that was one of my goals for this year was to go see him. I've wanted to see him for a while now. Still going to do that, but just living my life, man. I got my next shamanic healing class this Thursday, so I'm pretty amped about that as well. So, all right. Until next weekend, I hope you guys have a good week.
Usually,
Don't do anything we wouldn't do. Much
it's a very
love.
small list.
Yeah, very small list. Much love, y'all.